going on, guys? Hey, this video, Reese, you must really want an answer on this, because it's been, what, 3 days in a row you tagged me in that, and you're saying respond. So this is my response to that. So you're talking about something like you had brought up, let's get to the first part. You had brought up, I guess, you know, you're kind of talking about what they're saying, or Blaze had said about, like, my daughter, which that's not a new thing, Reese. He done that a while ago. It's just, see, we don't let that shit go. There's no sense in, if people do the shit he does and he doesn't get called out for it, and the people that still lets him around, they don't get called out, that's why that shit happens. But see, Reese, here's the thing about it. You bring that up, right? But Reese, do you not remember when you went up on Hector's panel and you was telling this, the story about all the shit Blaze had done to you back when, your mother passed? And it was Hector and Cherry up there and you. Blaze was in the comments commenting away. And we know that because, I'd say it was Cherry. Could have been Hector, but I'd say it was Cherry. They were highlighting the comments, right? And he was saying all kinds of stupid shit, Blaze was. And every now and then he would say something, and Cherry would kind of have that little, that little stupid-ass giggle of his, like the, But you're up there telling him what he had done to you. The emails Blaze had sent you. And nobody gave a shit. They didn't care. Not one of them said, like, oh my God, Blaze, did you do this? If so, get the fuck out of here. You're done. They didn't do that. They didn't do it for me either. I mean, Cherry, I guess he blocked Blaze for a while. But, after he lost everybody, he had to bring him back. But, Reese, if you go back and think about that time, who was the people that when they heard, you tell that story, that literally came out against what Blaze done and said that was fucking terrible, and he shouldn't be let around anywhere. Anybody that lets him around is fucking, terrible people, pieces of shit. Anybody that would give Blaze a wrench should be smacked with the fucking wrench. I mean, that dude is pure. I mean, Blaze does shit because he's a nobody. He's always been a nobody. He'll always be a nobody. He's a fucking pussy. He's a coward. But the thing about it is, that's all he's got. He gets that shock value, you know what I'm saying? He says these stupid fucking things, and you got a few terrible fucking people on YouTube that still lets that little son of a bitch around. And, I mean, I don't know why. But, Reese, here's the thing. You, yourself, you still go to channels and go up on panels and, like, type in chats that support that little psycho. And when I say support him, they let him around still. So before you tag me and others, like I said, it was different people each time. But, you would tag and said respond. But at the bottom, you would tag other people. And everybody I seen you tagging at, Flex, Red, a few others, I can't remember who all you tagged. It's kind of weird you're tagging, us. Because we have already said the shit that was done to you was fucking terrible. And no matter what anybody thinks about you or anything, that should have never happened to you. And again, even if it would have been, that would have been the only thing Blaze had ever done. If he would have emailed you during that time and, said shit about what you was going through with your mother and, had said terrible shit. Even if that was the only emails he ever sent, that would be enough. He would be done. Nobody would let his little psycho ass around. But again, Reese, you still go to channels that support that shit. Then you wonder why that shit happens. Again, you don't see Blaze on the lounge. I don't do lives, but you don't see Blaze in the lounge. You don't see him in Thunders. You don't see him in none of the places I go, because I wouldn't go there if he was around. There's no fucking way. Because anybody that would let that little son of a bitch anywhere around them, they deserve, anything he does to them. Because like I've said this before many times, when Blaze first started that email and shit, he was a little, you could tell the guy's never had any fucking friends. He's always been a nobody. He's always been a loser. He's a pussy, a coward. I could go on, but you get the gist of it, I'm sure. But what I'm saying is, he's never had that, so it's like, he's kind of like Jen in a way. It's like within one day, he thinks you guys are best friends. Because the Eli shit. See, he used to email me all the time about the Eli stuff. And at first I would, do like, I'd answer back a little bit. He would write pages and pages, and I would write back like LOL or like, oh wow, that's fucking weird, or what, whatever. But finally, he just started getting really fucking weird, you know, saying shit about Eli that was goddamn ridiculous. And I was like, goddamn. So I just stopped answering his emails. Finally, you know, over time, he stopped. Then, when all that shit happened with Cherry, you know, again, Blaze, you know, he needs somebody to, like, pet him and, like, tell him, you know, good boy and all that shit. And Cherry was doing it. See, Cherry's the type of person that he doesn't give a fuck what kind of person he, you know, hooks up with, as long as he's, you know, that person will do underhanded shit. See, Cherry likes to, he likes to cause a lot of fucking chaos. But when it comes to the real bad shit, you got to give Cherry credit on this. He's smart enough, or manipulative, I don't know what you would say, but he gets other people to do it for him. Like, he used Hector's channel. Now Hector don't even come around. You know, Hector had a good thing going there for a while. Cherry came, you know, he made it all about all of Cherry shit. You know, anything that ever happened to Cherry, he brought it there. He tried that shit in the lounge. I mean, you can go back a long time ago and listen to him tell people, yeah, meet me on the lounge. You know, he would say that shit because, you know, he would do shit like that there. I mean, hell, he told Hector one time, Reese, you guarantee, you said you got everything. Remember when he told Hector one time, he literally said to Hector, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get my monetization back, you know, because he had lost it for like the 50th fucking time or whatever. But he's like, yeah, I can't do that stuff on my channel, but I'll do it here. And Hector's dumb ass just sat there and like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of person would even say that, and what kind of channel owner would let a person tell him, Reese, would you let somebody on your fucking channel that literally, you know, they say, oh, I won't say that on my channel. I won't do this on my channel. But hey, I'll do it on yours. I don't give a fuck if I fuck up your channel. I don't care if you get striked. I don't care if you get, you know, demonetized or what the fuck ever it is. But anyway, but you got another part of that I want to touch on real quick there, Reese Cup. Listen, you said in that you tag it different. I mean, why the videos don't even fucking make sense, because you'll write that and it's like you tag a different video every time. The video has nothing to do with well, that's a different video. We'll talk about that later. God damn, you make no sense sometimes. But anyway, you said you was mentioning Flex, and you said that we had a friend that had threatened to put, you know, your son on fuck, what's the name of that place? Something Farms, Kiwi Farms. Sounds like such a nice place, doesn't it? But I don't know what that is, but it doesn't match the name, because I don't think that's a resort. But it sounds like Kiwi Farm sounds like a resort you would go to for the weekend, but I guess it's a very, very bad place. But anyway, he threatened, and you said, and he did. It was J-Rom. You're talking about J-Rom. And J-Rom did, but see, Reese, the thing about that is, you say, you know, you got to remember, he didn't put he didn't put anything on there about you. He did threaten to one. Now, you are correct. But Reese, the thing you leave out about that is, why did he do that? Now, still, that doesn't say that, you know, because even when, you know, then I was like, oh, no, that wouldn't be good. But he never done it. You know, but again, you got to, why did he do that? Why did he threaten to do that, Reese? Yes, that's right. Him and Tammy are very close. Either that very night he said that, that's when you had put that video up, or shared it, I should say, because you're going to say, I didn't put it up, I shared it, which is the same fucking thing. But anyway, you put that video up of Tammy in like one of the worst days of her life, and it really hurt Tammy when she seen that again. Because just like you said, Reese, you know, you're still grieving, right? And I'm sure you are, because goddamn, like I said, nobody would ever say anything about what you went through, because no parent should ever have to go through that. And like I said, and I stand by this, I've always said, like, you know, your kids now, you know, you see, you put pictures up, you see them, they look very happy, they're well dressed. You know, you and Amelia, you're good parents. Your son that passed away, again, you could just see in the videos, like, you know, he was very loved. You could tell he loved you guys. Like I said, it'll break your heart, the one you see where his son says, you know, dada or daddy, and it just like it made Reese so happy. And I mean, it was, you know, it was a great thing. But again, you could tell how much loved, you know, he was loved. He knew it. You know, he loved you all. You could see it, you know. But still, no parent should ever go through that, right? But see, and I'm sure that's something you say you're still grieving, and you probably always, there's no way, I mean, like I said, I mean, nobody should have to go through that. No parent. But Tammy, you know, she's, you know, her daughter was older, but still yet, it doesn't make it any easier. So every time she sees that shit, she's reliving it too. So when you've done that and shared that, it fucking hurt her. So J-Rom being very close to her, plus he was drinking that night, and you know, anger or drinking, that's not an excuse, which we'll get to that because he admits that. But he was mad and he said that, right? He said he was going to do it. But then I can't remember if it was the next day. I think it might have been the day after. Again, he didn't do it, but he came up on your panel and he apologized to you and explained to you why he had done that, and even said he's not, you know, that was no excuse. He just said, you know, he was angry, but he apologized. And you literally accepted the apology. But then, I can't remember what it was, but you said something, and it kind of started a little argument. And J-Rom was trying to give you a pass. He was trying his best not to argue back with you. And it's all he could do. You know how J-Rom is. You know he's got a temper. But he was trying his best not to argue with you. So finally you know, said something, and he went back at you. Then you threw his ass off the panel and just fucking, you know, said all kinds of shit again. So Reese, again, I don't know why you're tagging us in those videos. Why or them like that big long letter, you know, you wrote. The people you should tag in that would be Cherry, Hector, Blaze, Tracy, Jen, Serb, anybody that lets Blaze around. That's who you should tag in that. That's the people that should see. And I'll tell you what you should do, Reese. You love tagging, you know, and putting up videos and shit. Why don't you write that same thing to those people and say, hey, this is what Blaze did. Go back and play the part when you was on Hector's, telling them what Blaze done, and see how everybody reacted like it was no big deal. Except people on this side of things. Everybody had your back on that, Reese. I mean, no matter what nobody thought about you, that was wrong. That was very, I mean, when Blaze was emailing you during that time, you know, when you was going through that with your mother, nobody on this side was like, oh yeah, Reese deserves it, whatever. Hell no. Right off the bat, we were, no way, that's wrong. And still stand by that. But the problem of it is, Reese, again, you don't see Blaze in the lounge. You don't see him on Thunders. You don't see him in my comment section. We don't fuck the little freak. So what you ought to do, Reese, is tag those motherfuckers that still let them around, still give them a wrench. When, matter of fact, Reese, hell, I can show you this. Jen literally said, oh my God, it's emails, who cares? Right? It's no big deal. But remember, she's going to sue everybody and all that shit, you know, just for saying, I mean, she ain't doing shit. But she's, you know, over there kissing Blaze's ass, and Tracy is too, Serb is. But they're, again, a bunch of fucking losers, and, you know, that's all they got. Blaze burnt his bridge with anybody that has any decency. Nobody would ever fuck with that little freak. But Reese, you keep tagging us that has shit to do with him. Why? We don't fuck with him. Tag those motherfuckers, Reese. And again, what Blaze did to you was terrible. What J-Rom, you know, threatened to do, that would have been bad. But again, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. But if he would have done it, you know, we would have been like, oh, no, you shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that. But again, he was pissed that you had hurt his friend. You know, his friend went through that. So the same thing you were saying he threatened to do to you, you done it. You put that video up and shared it on YouTube. Not Kiwi fucking Farms, which I don't know how, you know, it's not as big as YouTube, I know that. But you done that. But again, Reese, next time that you make that, why don't you go back and get that, where you was on Hector's panel. Tag them, you know, who everybody I said, tag, you know, Tracy and all them, and let them see it. They already know it, because they see the emails, but you know, but again, Tracy's a fucking liar, because when she was saying, oh, what emails, I don't know what emails, the very day those emails was, you know, put on the internet, when, you know, Flex put them up there, and it wasn't Flex put them up there, you know, by himself. I was going to do it. And Flex was going to put them all, so we just said, hell, do it all together. And, you know, he's got a bigger channel, so he'd get seen more on his. So I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it there. And he, you know, he agreed to do it. So, and it worked. A lot of people seen it, and they called that shit out, you know, right off the bat. Except for, you know, a very few, I mean, shit-ass fucking people. What they done was, now, Tracy, she sent me a fucking Discord. The last Discord I ever sent, I told her to go, you know, go fuck herself or go get fucked or something, you know. But she had said something like, oh, you should take those emails down. Oh my God, that's what they said was terrible. You shouldn't let your daughter. We put them up there. You know, she was acting like us putting them there was the bad thing. No. Us, so I guess, you know, in Tracy's way of thinking, you going up on Hector's panel and saying what Blaze did and telling it would be, you know, you done the bad thing. Which, no, you didn't. You did the same exact fucking thing me and Flex done. You did the same thing, Reese. You let people know about it so they would know what kind of fucking person Blaze is. And, you know, they would act accordingly. And everybody did. They acted according to what kind of fucking person they was. Like I said, anybody with even a little bit of decency got rid of that little fucker. Cherry done it for a while just for, you know, just, you know, look good. But then immediately when, you know, he's seen that he lost pretty much everybody because of the other shit he done, he lets Blaze back around. I mean, you can even go on Torps. I got this somewhere. I got these screenshots, but you can go on Torps when Cherry threw Hector right under the bus and was saying like, oh, that was on Hector's channel. That was on Hector's channel. That, you know, because Blaze has doxed me. I mean, literally. And he's done all kinds of shit. But, I mean, again, Blaze is a little fucking coward. Blaze is a nobody. He's a delusional fucking psychopath. And anybody, like, again, anybody that fucks with him, they deserve what they get. So, Reese, again, tag those motherfuckers. Tag them. Tag the people that fuck with them. See, J-Rom, you know, J-Rom didn't do what he said. He done it, just kind of the thing like when, you know, Tracy and them was saying I said bitch one time, and that was like threw in my face a million times. And I mean, again, I never recall saying it. Now the other night when, you know, I was in there and I had got a Discord and I went in there to look at something Jen was saying, which again, she's a fucking nut too. Not as crazy as Carrie. Carrie takes the fucking cake, man. Carrie's you want to do a fucking investigation, Reese, go investigate her. That bitch is crazier than you. I'm telling you, all these motherfuckers are crazy. And you might say, oh my God, he just slipped the bitch word. Yes, I did, because every one of them, anybody that fucks with Blaze or anybody that says the shit they do, and I don't know. I mean, you seen the lies she tried to make up that I said she had an ugly ass grandkid or something. Like, what the I mean, even Tracy was pushing back on this shit. Hey, Reese, you love dogs. You love dogs a lot more than most people. Still wrong what you do with them pugs. But anyway, they said my dog was fake, Reese. You believe that shit? A dog ain't fake. You ought to buy a fake dog. That's what you ought to do. Let them two pugs live in peace. Put you a fake dog up on that bed when you're fucking the dogs. Or fucking whatever, I don't know. Anyway, again, Reese, tag them. Call them out on their bullshit. And stop tagging people that literally already came out and said that shit. You know, I don't get it. I mean, maybe if you tag them and people seen them, you know, seen their names, and seen them like linked to that guy. Because see, if you tag us, people come into the lounge and like, oh, let's see what's going on. They don't see him there. If they go to Thunders, they don't see him there. Now if you tag Tracy, Jen, Serb, and all those fuckers, they will see him there and they'll see the fucking psychotic shit he says. But those people, that's all. Like I said, there's only 4 or 5 of them. That's all they got left. They got each other. Crazy motherfuckers, they sure are. So Reese, there you go. You no need to tag Damar in that same post, because I don't know if I'm sure you're not retyping it, but that's a long fucking post, man. I was going to read it, but you know, I'm driving down the road. I don't want you to say I read like fucking Floyd Mayweather, which that's not really a bad thing, because you know he can read bank statements pretty well. You know, in one fight he made $100 million. Goddamn. You don't need to read. You can pay someone to fucking read to him. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Reese, tag the other people. Those other people, they can go fuck themselves. The rest of y'all have a good one. Think that over, Reese. Think about it. Why do you keep tagging people and going at people that literally call out the bullshit, even if it's you it happens to? People still, that guy's going to get hit by a car one day wearing all fucking... You see that shit? I'll do a story about that, Reese. Do something that matters. A story that actually fucking matters. You know, putting up bullshit and tagging people and stuff that didn't even have nothing to do with them, that's not reporting. That's just causing, you know, shit. That's all you're doing. You're shit steering. Call out those people, Reese. Call out the people that still fuck with Blaze. Ask them how they would feel if they went through that with their mother and some little fucking psycho was saying shit about their mother who just recently passed. Again, everybody on this side called that shit out and still stand by that. You know, what happened to you was fucking terrible. But see, you're the one that needs to call that shit out. You're the one that needs to, you know, attach the people who still let him around. Attach them. Tag them to those posts. Alright, y'all have a good one. God damn it, Reese. You're something fucking else.